Hello, Denver. This is Denver Mayor Michael Hancock. I am sitting here on a great, beautiful Friday in Denver, Colorado, in my office, and I'm going through the dozens of letters and postcards that I receive here in the office every week. And what I decided to do was to start coming to you and share some of these postcards with you, and maybe answer a few of them online so that you can get a sense of what we're doing on some of these issues. And so let's just go right to it. I hope you all are doing well and you're ready for the weekend. First of all, this first card comes from Barbara, and I want to thank you for supporting Denver, Barbara says, as a city that supports all people. With 200,000 marchers last week, it was clear that the people of Denver want to keep our city open and safe. I couldn't agree with you more, Barbara. We want to keep this city open and safe. I was proud to walk with the 200,000 marchers for the Women's March a couple weeks ago. And as you said, when you were there, it felt good and it was a moment of pride. But we will continue to stand with all residents of Denver as we try to keep this city open, inclusive, and safe for everyone. The next postcard comes from Truman. Please stop the homeless sweeps, especially confiscating sleeping bags. These winter nights are brutally cold. A camping ban doesn't solve anything. It just makes human beings suffer. You are a good man, but the ban is a bad move. Well, Truman, I want to thank you for your postcard. It's one of the issues that we work on almost every day here in the city of Denver. I got to tell you, we don't necessarily want our homeless sleeping on our streets. I don't find anything compassionate about that at all. We spend an inordinate amount of resources every day in the city to move our homeless from the streets into warm, safe conditions, whether it's a hotel voucher or is into one of our shelters that we monitor and inspect on a regular basis. We just do not believe that sleeping outside or offering that option to people is a compassionate way to go. It's not safe, it's unsanitary, and it's unhealthy. And so we'll continue to do everything we can with those guiding principles that is more compassionate and certainly something we believe in more to move our homeless indoors and to help them move along in a more sustainable, safer lifestyle. The next one comes from, I think it's John. It says, please keep the people of the community surrounding I-70 in mind as you direct your support regarding its expansion. Absolutely. Everything we have done, John, is to make sure that we stand in the gap for the residents that surround I-70 and we create a more environmentally safe, healthier environment for them with I-70 in their lives and to reconnect our neighborhoods. The city of Denver was proud to represent the residents as we took a whole list of conditions to the Colorado Department of Transportation and really pushed on their behalf for these things to be included in the record of decision. We were proud when the federal government agreed to include these conditions as well as CDOT. And so we'll continue to monitor that project and to keep the safety and well-being of those residents in mind as we go along. The next one comes from Trina, and it says, this new administration, people are scared, and that they ask us to make sure people are heard and represented. And what she's referring to is the Trump administration. And Trina, we are proud to stand with the residents of Denver. We're going to continue to do everything we can while respecting the office of the president to make sure that we protect and represent our residents. That's our number one responsibility. Thank you for writing us. We've heard from, like I said, dozens of Denver residents who have said to us, continue to fight for us and make sure we protect our immigrants, our refugees, and that we protect those who are seeking this city and this nation for opportunity. You have our word. We'll continue to do that. This one comes from Elizabeth. She says, I was very inspired by your words at the MLK Parade. I hope you continue to fight for diversity and inclusion in all aspects of city government. Elizabeth, I got to tell you, it's a value that I was raised in. I'm proud of my city because it's always been an inclusive and open city. It's why I decided to raise my children here and to return home after college. And it's just who we're going to be going forward. And so you have my word, we'll continue to do that. Okay, last couple ones. I got to tell you, we have it only marked us from a social worker. Please remember that our homeless neighbors have rights too. Please respect them and consider them when planning programs for our city. I got to tell you, for everyone who writes about homeless, the same guiding principles we have with regards to our immigrants and refugees, and that is to find a place of inclusion, openness, a place of compassion, and to remember those who are most vulnerable in our city are the same guiding principles we have when we as a city allocate some $50 million a year to serve our homeless. We simply believe it's not a one-step approach or one ideal approach to solving our homelessness. We must address the issue of mental health, the issue of drug and alcohol addiction, familial challenges, people who have been assaulted domestically. Sexual assault exists with some of those who are vulnerable populations who are on the streets. We are bringing an entire army of systems to help the homeless on our streets. And we just simply believe it's a more compassionate approach than simply saying, you're okay, you can sleep on our cold sidewalks, our unforgiving, brutally cold at times city that we live in. We simply believe it's more compassionate to encourage people to go indoors and to seek the services that the taxpayers of Denver have invested so heavily in. So we'll continue to carry those same programs forward and to keep all Denver residents in mind as we design all of our programs. Hey, listen, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to get a chance to read these. I know most citizens don't realize that I actually take home quite a few of these on weekends and read them. And just to kind of understand where people are, some of the issues we're doing. But we're going to be trying to come to you once a week, and I'll read these online and or at least on camera and try to answer some of them. But I want to thank you for writing into us, and I want to encourage you to continue to email us and to send us letters and postcards, and as many as we can, we'll come to you and read a few of them and to try to answer your concerns and thoughts. But thank you for tuning in. This is your mayor, Michael Hancock, saying have a great weekend.